Hi, my name's Jessica Hollister. This is my final presentation for my fishing class. So first we're gonna start with the different types of rods used. So the first one is spinning rods. This is gonna hang underneath the rod. You're gonna flip it over so you can control the line. This is definitely good for beginners and light to medium tackle. Also good for light to medium lures. You're gonna ideally catch bass, trout, and panfish with this. The second type of rod we have would be casting rods. These are differently, they sit on top, and I think personally for beginners like me, they give you more control over where you throw the line and accuracy. There's just like a button to stop, and these again sit on top. They are heavier lines and heavier lures, and again you fish for bass and pike. The next rod we have would be fly fishing rods. These are long, flexible rods, about 7 to 10 feet. They're best for streams, shallow water, and rivers. Ideally, you would fish trout and salmon with these. And for my next one, we have the lines we use. So there's 3 main different types. Braiding would be your strongest with no stretch. In the middle, you have fluorocarbon. This one has like medium stretch, and then you would have monofilament, sorry. This one has the most stretch and is good for like basic kind of fishing, something I probably use as well. And then next, for our first type of fishing we kind of covered in class, we did cover ice fishing. So for this, you're gonna need a few different things. You're gonna need something to drill the hole. You're also going to need fishing rods, which are shorter than normal fishing rods. You're going to need tip-ups, ideally an ice shanty, warm clothes, and heaters. There are instances to where you don't need a shanty if that's how you want to do it, or if you live on a lake, you can put a tip-up. You just have to be careful watching in case like a fish does get hooked. You have to make sure you're there getting that. You can't just be inside not paying attention. And then for the next one, is it gear? So okay, so for our second type of fishing, we have drifting fishing. This is where you're gonna need a boat ideally, and you're just gonna drift with the wind or the current. You're gonna need medium weight sinkers, because you're gonna want to fish the bottom feeders. It's gonna catch the bottom feeders. And you're gonna try and target the fish on the bottom. And you're gonna have to keep the bait near the bottom and use stronger line so it doesn't snap. And live bait or soft plastic is ideal bait. That kind of mimics minnows. And for our last type of fishing, once again, we kind of touched on fly fishing. This is lightweight. You're gonna need fly fishing rods. These again are like long poles. You're gonna mimic flies or other insects along with minnows. You're also gonna need a fly line, which is heavier than normal line. And then this is gonna be in freshwater lakes, streams, and you're gonna be going for trout, bass fish, and steelhead, salmon, and you're gonna need, once again, waders, because you're gonna be in the water. So for our next topic is gear. You could have many different things, but ideally you're gonna need waders, once again, warm clothing, tackle box. You're gonna need an assortment of tackle boxes. You can have different ones for each thing, or you could just have one basic one. Especially if you're into fishing, you're gonna wanna have multiple. You're gonna need your rod, extra line, extra hooks, bobbers, lures, live bait if you wanted. First aid kit is good to keep on hand, as well as line cutter, so you're not biting it, have to go to the dentist. and a net, definitely a measuring tape, because if you get in trouble, you gotta make sure you're following the rules. For my last topic, for my last few topics, we have the DNR. The DNR, that's definitely a topic I was not aware of, and how many rules you have to have. For example, my brother would go out fishing and he wouldn't have the requirements. He'd have a fishing license, but he wouldn't have a boater's license, which if you get caught with that, you could get in trouble. Also, the limit on how many fish you can have on you or at your house. They're just trying to protect the endangered species and certain fish, and they don't want people getting too many fish when they don't need it. They could go to waste. So it's definitely something that you just don't realize at first, that there are rules and you have to fish during a certain time of the year. Different lakes have different rules. That's something to understand as well. And for my future, I'm going into photography. So if someone hires me to work on a boat and take photos of them fishing, it's good to at least have an understanding of this information. I'm not a pro, I'm not an expert, but it's good to say, hey, I do know this and I can take this job. I do have some background information. And it's definitely just something fun if I ever wanted to. It's good to know all the new rules that I've learned, along with techniques. Yeah, I think that's all. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.